Hi, welcome to Crafty Little Things. I'm Andrea. I'm back. I've been away for a little while because there's been so much going on in my life, work and charity work, and the anniversary of my nephew's death and all sorts of things that have been going on around that. So it's been quite an emotional and quite a draining time, quite a busy time. But now I'm back and I've got time to focus on doing some crafting and getting some videos out there. And one of the first things I wanted to do was I've been sorting out my craft room because all the charity stuff has gone now, so I've got some space. And so what I've been doing is going through my craft room and sorting things out. Now a few years ago I made my own Christmas baubles, and I found a couple of polystyrene balls that I had left over, so I thought, oh, let me show how to make your own Christmas bauble. It's a great kids project, great project to do with the kids. So I'm going to show you how to make this one. This is a frozen one. It's really lightweight. It's got a little ribbon that's attached, a little diamond in the top, and on the back it's got Olaf, and it's got little scenes from Frozen. It's got Frozen sort of logo there. It's got little, if you look carefully, you'll see Anna and Elsa's names. It's got the castle and all sorts going on, and it's glittered as well, so it's made with a glittery Mod Podge. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's got a nice texture to it. Some people make them super smooth. I don't. I like the nice sort of paper textured look personally. I have made some that are super smooth in the past, but for me I just love this sort of look, and this is really easy to achieve with your kids. It's just a great family little project to do, inexpensive family project. So I'm going to show you how to make these. Also there'll be all sorts of videos popping up because I had some videos that I'd already filmed but I hadn't edited and had a chance to upload yet, so they're going to be mixed in with new ones. So there should be plenty of stuff, plenty of content coming onto the channel soon. And I must say that I'm absolutely overwhelmed that I've reached over 900 subscribers while I've been absent, which is amazing. So I'm really going to push. I'm going to try and get that 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible, which would be a massive milestone for me, something I never thought I'd achieve. So yeah, so if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, and you'll see some different projects from me over the next couple of weeks. I'm not just going to be doing papercraft or crochet. I'm going to be doing other little bits and bobs, just cute little bits like this, things you can do with your kids and whatever, things to make little unique gifts. Okay, so stick around and I'll show you how to make this. You can buy polystyrene balls in all sorts of sizes and they're relatively cheap. This is a big one, and what I've done is I've just used a nail. You need to find something to stand it in. It's quite useful to have something to stand it in. You could use a reel of sellotape, you could use an old box from something. This is from some false nails, whatever you want. You'll also need some Mod Podge. Now I've got a glossy Mod Podge here, and I've also got a sparkle, which is going to be my top layer. And to apply Mod Podge, you can either use one of these fabulous sponge applicators, which I just buy in bulk. I can link those if you want. I think they were from Amazon. Or you can use one of these little decoupage brushes, which I'll just try and open. This is a new pack. You can get them in all different sizes, but I just like these little cute ones because I think for small work they're really good. They're quite stiff and nice and blunt. Okay, so the other thing you'll need is the little plastic screw-in things that you can get for the top of your bauble that you use to thread a twine through, or a ribbon to hang your bauble. Or you can, if you want, and I do have some, I've got no idea where they are, I'll be honest. Or the other thing you can do is you can use your twine and wrap it around your bauble and hang it like that, which is what I'd planned to do for this. Now, what you can do for your bauble, you can make your absolutely own unique one by using a layer of tissue or layers of tissue and stamping them with something, colouring them in, whatever, with your own design. Now, just bear in mind that you either have to let that dry really, really well, or you have to use inks that aren't water-based so that they don't run when you wet them with the tissue. Now what I do is I gather, I think you've seen my little napkin box before. This is a really old biscuit tin that my mum gave me, and I just gather napkins up through the year. Sometimes I just buy them online, sometimes I just pick them up when I see them in shops and I think, oh, they're quite pretty. Sometimes I take them from buffets and parties and things if there's one I particularly like. We'll just see what other patterns are on there. Yeah, right, so I'm going to do a frozen one. So, first thing you want to do is figure out what ply your serviettes are. Are they 2 or 3 ply? It will say on them somewhere, might not say in English. These are 2 ply napkins, so that means there's 2 layers to them. So just flick the end until the corners part and then just carefully peel them away from each other. Okay, now this plain layer, you could use this to cover your bauble. Say that you wanted a pink bauble and you had a pink layer, you could use that, or you can use this, save it and use that for stamping your own designs onto. And then you want to just decide what you want on your bauble. So I'm going to use, obviously I'm going to put Olaf on it there, and I'm going to put the sisters on it as well, probably on the other side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take some scissors and I'm just going to cut out the key designs I want. I don't want this sort of edge where the napkin's been pressed together. If you can see, you've always got a little sort of a patterned, like an embossed edge on a serviette where the pattern, where the 2 layers have been pressed together. So you don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some more of these in between pieces, because I want to almost cover my ball with little bits. And we'll start to put these on. Now give your Mod Podge a good shake, especially if, like me, you don't use it all the time. And then what I do is I just blob some onto the lid, into the lid. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by just wetting, gluing onto my bauble. And then we'll leave that to dry and then we'll come back to it and we'll finish it off. There's not a lot left to do to it, to be honest. We'll be covering it with a layer of glitter, sparkle Mod Podge, and adding some ribbons and ties to it. And that's all we'll be doing. So come back and join me for that later on. Right, so it's a little bit later now and this is all dried. You can see it's all nice and hard and set. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it with a layer of the Sparkle Mod Podge. Who let the dog out? So this is that Mod Podge with glitter in. So I'm just going to do a layer of that all over, and it'll dry clear. I don't know if you can see already. It's already shimmering. I don't know if you can see that. You pick it up there a little bit. So just cover the whole thing in a thin layer. And then you'd leave that to dry. And then when it's dry, you can add your hanging mechanism. Now there's lots of different things you can do. I mean, mine's going to be, again, just keep moving it while it's drying so that it doesn't stick to whatever it is that's holding it in place. Now you can use different things. I've got a few bits out. This would be quite nice. This sort of glittery twine. You can use one of the little screwing things on the top that I told you about, which I do have, the little plastic things, and they just push into the polystyrene and then they give you a loop to tie some twine or something to. But I've got this nice frozen ribbon. I've got this blue one with little Olafs on, and I've got this white one with the sisters on. So what I'd do is, this is going to be the front of my bauble, if you like. So this is going to be the top and the bottom. And so what I'd do is I'd put a piece around and pin it at the top. And I do this before this layer of glitter sets, okay, so that it glues it on. And then where it just crosses over at the top, what I do is take a nice pin, and this is why you shouldn't let children play with these. These pins are like a long dressmaker's pin, but they've got like a diamond on the end, which is really cute. Ouch, I just jabbed myself with it. So where that crosses over, I just push one of those in, and then it'll keep that nice and steady for you while it's drying, okay? Because the sides will obviously stick to the glue. And then all that's left to do is for you to press that on a bit tighter, and then just create your little loop. And let that all dry, and then you've got your bauble ready, all complete, and you can hang it from your tree. There you go. And that's how to make a bauble using a serviette. Great little kids project, that. A great way to make individual baubles. And if you can print in permanent ink as well, you can also use it to make photo baubles, print them onto serviette by using a carrier sheet through your printer. Lots of things you can do. So I'll show you that when it's dried, just to finish it off, and then hopefully that's given you some ideas of things you can make with polystyrene ball. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.